Uh, so I lived in Monticello, Arkansas, because I went to school there, the University of Arkansas, Monticello. It's about 2.5 hours away from my hometown, Texarkana. But deep in Arkansas, very country. I hated the school. That's why I came here actually, because it was so bad. I did not like the people either. But anyway, so I went down there with two of my best friends, Jamal and Andrew. Jamal played drums, Andrew played tuba and bass, and Andrew was a pot smoker, heavy pot smoker. I smoked weed once in my lifetime before that, and it was with my cousin, and it was a great experience. Everything was funny. I was like, okay, this is good. I could do this. But after that, I ain't really smoked. So 420 rolls around. This is like second semester definitely. 420 rolls around, and I believe this is my second time smoking. I can't remember, but it rolls around. So we used to go to this guy's AJ house all the time. He sold pot or whatever. And we went there, and they were like, "Hey man, you ready to smoke?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke today. Forget it. I don't have. Well, I had a 7 o'clock the next day actually. I don't know why I decided to do that, but so I was like, I'm not a bitch. I'll smoke. It's 420, whatever. Not knowing what I was about to get myself into, so time rolls on, and then more people start to show up, and I guess they have their own weed too, you know. So it's about 15 people in this one bedroom apartment. I mean, it's holding us all, of course, but it's like 15 people in here. I'm like, okay, this won't be that bad. So everybody sparks up their weed or whatever, start passing around, and after a while, it's so many blunts in rotation. I'm just like, oh my god, what's going on? So like, you know what extendo blunts are, right? Or they like roll long. So it gets to a point where like I got one in my hand and it's like two extendo blunts behind me. So I'm trying to keep up, and I'm like, I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna be the first one to tap out. Like this is what I'm thinking in my head. I'm not saying this out loud, but in my head, I'm like, I have to keep up. I feel so pressured into keeping up. So it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Literally, I have to tap out. Like I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm freaking out in my mind. This is the point where I'm starting to have an anxiety attack. So I'm like, I tell people, no, no, no. So at this point, I'm just sitting to myself over there in the corner, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die. I don't know what's going on. So I hop up real fast. I'm like, hey, Andrew, I gotta go. I don't feel good. At this point, I'm ruining everybody's time at this point. So I just walk. I know I am. So I walk out, and I'm like, by the car. He hadn't unlocked the door. It seemed like it took him 20 minutes to come out. I don't know if it did. I don't know if time was moving slow or if I was freaking out. But it seemed like it took him forever to come out. So I'm just standing by the door. I walk over to the door. I say, hey, can we go? He finally comes out. We get rolling down the street. My stomach is like doing jumping jacks at this point. I don't know what's going on. I was like, hey, unlock the window, unlock the window. I throw up. Oh, he's driving. So I throw up all across it. Don't know how I didn't get arrested that night. It was a blessing I didn't get arrested because we're on the main, it was only one main street in Monticello. So I throw up all down that main street or whatever. I get to my room and I'm laying there. My other friend Jamal, we room together. He was on the phone at that time. And he tries to say something to me when I come in. I'm just like, no, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. And I get in my bed and I'm just laying there. And I'm like, my mind is racing. I'm having a full-on anxiety attack. And I like do this like twitching thing too. I'm shaking like in my bed. And he can kind of hear me. And he kind of looks over there. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. This is what I say to him. I say, no, I think I'm dying. Call the ambulance. And he's like, what? I said, I think I'm dying. Call the ambulance. I'm crying at this point. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I think I'm dying. I don't want to do this anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Don't know why I told him to call the ambulance. But he does it. He's not thinking at this point either because he's thinking I'm going to really die. So I don't blame him for doing it. But he called the ambulance or whatever. They show up. And I remember they came in. They got me up. They got me off the bed. And they put me on the stretcher. And at this point, I'm like, yo, that was the stupidest shit ever. Yo, at this point, my high is blown because I'm starting. It's all starting to come together, and I'm like, man, I'm just stupid high. And I'm thinking, shit, my mama's gonna find out. So I'm still like, I'm coming back to it, but I'm still like out of my mind. And I look up at the guy, and I was like, yo, please just don't tell my mom what happened. Like I'm in the ambulance, and I remember telling him that. He was like, yo, I can't tell her anything or whatever. It's just under your consent if whether you want to do it or not. And I'm like, okay. I get to the hospital. and I tell him what happened. I swear they went out there and made jokes about me because he just laughed and he was like, "Okay, just lay here." I don't even. I think they put me on the IV and that was about it. I still owe that medical bill to this day. Never paid it off. That's like 4 years ago now. Yeah, dang. Like, it ruined my credit for a while, actually, because I'm pretty sure they reported me to the credit.